Philadelphia VTS all received, thank you.
BTS, Eston.
Eston VTS.
Finish Maersk Benguela back to 37.
Eston VTS all received, thank you.
BTS, the Maersk Benguela, that's us at the pierhead.
Maersk Benguela VTS, pierhead, thank you.
VTS, Eleanor.
Eleanor VTS.
That's us all finished with the Maersk Benguela, back to berth 144.
Eleanor VTS all received, thank you.
BTS, radar spray, again.
Radar spray VTS, check in, thank you. Traffic information. Maersk Benguela at pierhead, outbound, and Arvia shortly departing 46 further.
Copy, thank you.
Ahoy, shipmates! Just watching the container ship there depart with everyone's favourite tug in attendance. Eleanor Tugby. There she is. Eleanor Tugby merchandise is available in the ship's stores. 2 departures today, although only one from the Port of Southampton and one from Portsmouth. We have
City Chichester, Southampton VTS.
we have the Arvia departing very shortly.
City Chichester, Southampton VTS, traffic information. The Maersk Benguela, pierhead outbound. She's clear channel and she'll be followed by the Iona. Advice, increase your speed, please, to your maximum speed to get clear of the precautionary area.
Oh, who was that? Who was that on the? Who was she talking to? I wasn't listening. Probably in the way. Yes, two departures, the Arvia, which is due away shortly, and then the National Geographic Explorer from Portsmouth at 6 o'clock. I wonder if we've got any waivers. Oh, hello, we've got a flag, I see. That's not a county flag. It looks like a Union Jack. Looks like 2 Union Jacks, in fact. Excellent. A big one and a mini one. Or a couple of mini ones. All the bunting's out. Arvia's already radioed in fact. And she's given us some numbers. And let's have a look at the numbers. What were the numbers? Arvia is departing with 5,465 passengers. So that's a little over maximum double occupancy. And a complement of 1,664 crew, which is about 100 under the crew. There we go. The shipmates there are waving away. Let's see if I can try a better camera, shall I? Oh, which camera is that? It's port cam. Let's try cruise cam. It might give us a better picture. Yeah, excellent. Excellent with the flags. I'm just moving my cameras around. See if I can get things all in the right place. Okay.
Did you register Southampton BTS? That's all received, sir. Thank you.
Some good quality waving there. Can we see the lines? Doesn't look like there's any lines on the stern of Arvia, does it? Has she already let the lines go? I know the pilot said they were... Oh, I think she's moving. Is she moving? I know they said that they were going to get going as soon as the container ship had passed. Let's have a look around the front of the ship, shall we? Have a look at the pointy end. That might be more enlightening. They're busy waving still on top of the ship. Lovely sunny day out there today. Don't know what. As soon as I get this, why is the camera's disobeying? Come on. What's the matter with you? Yes, it looks like all the lines are down to me. All the lines are in, aren't they? I can't see any. No. Must be ready to go any second.
Yes, Red Falcon, roll clear to cows, please.
Arvia is off.
Red Falcon BTS traffic information, West Benguela, dockhead outbound. The city of Chichester approaching the East Leap inbound.
That's all received, thank you.
Oh, looks like they've got a different flag up there. Let's have a look, see if I can move the camera across them. Oh no, they're going to
Red
move.
Falcon BTS.
BTS, Red Falcon.
Traffic information, Arvia. All gone and clear, departing the ocean dock.
Yeah, Arvia is moving now.
That's received, thanks.
Well, looks like we've got a sort of blue and white checkered flag.
Register 6 BTS.
I can hear some honking. Let's put the mic on.
BTS Red Jet 6.
Register 6 BTS traffic update, Arvia underway.
Turn the radio off. we go. Honking from Arvia.
Eagle Brasilia, Southampton VTS.
Didn't seem very loud. Oh, hello. We've got a flag out the front here now as well, have we?
Eagle Brasilia, Southampton VTS. That's all received, sir. Thank you. Safe onward passage.
What have we got here? Fantastic. I think this has got to be possibly the first or second time. I don't know. We've not had many. I wonder if shipmates in the chat can recognise that flag. I'm not giving you any clues for this one. You're on your own. Giving us a wave. Well done, shipmates. Many thanks. Give us the wave as well. So anybody familiar with that flag, I wonder? James Dawson says Hampshire flag. Yes, Hampshire flag. Because I don't think we've had a Hampshire flag before. Proudly flying the Hampshire flag, which is the county of
Southampton VTS, training ship Royalist.
Southampton, right on the bow.
Training ship Royalist, Southampton VTS.
VTS Royalist, afternoon, ma'am. That's us just heading into the Hamble River now. Many thanks. And that's us out.
Training ship Royalist, Southampton VTS, all received. Thank you.
And you can see that container ship just disappearing around the back there, past Dockhead. Oh, excellent. Many thanks. I'm not sure if the shipmates are in the chat with the Hampshire flag, but many thanks for your Hampshire flag contribution.
San Marlow, Southampton VTS.
No, there was a couple of flags up here as well, wasn't there? Oh, no. Camera's moved.
San Marlow, Southampton VTS. You're very weak and unreadable. Could you please call back in 10 minutes' time?
Arvia, she's off to Spain and France, Italy. Very interesting set of destinations there. Oh, hello, looks like another flag. What have we got here? Let's see if I can zoom in. I think it might... Well, actually, I'm not sure what flag that is. Oh, I think it... Is that black or blue? I'm slightly struggling with the colour on that. I think it's black. Looks like it's black. I'm not sure. Must be a bit bluey. No wavers accompanying that flag though, just a random flag. Arvia's off on a 14-day round trip. She's calling in at Cadiz in Spain, and then Barcelona in Spain, and then in the French Riviera or Provence, the Toulon, then over to Italy for La Spezia, and then Rome in Italy, then all the way back to Spain for Alicante.
VTS Red Jet 6 approaching height. I need permission to carry on speed, please, for the outside the Reds.
Jet 6, VTS all received, thank you. Additional traffic information, Red Falcon passing the Arvia at the Ocean Dock outbound.
And then back to Port Southampton. I think it was very similar to this
Red
cruise.
Falcon Red Jet 6.
Give you some idea on pricing there if you fancied that. The other ship, I've got some rough estimates on the pricing for the other ship that's departing this evening, the National National Geographic Explorer. And oh, my. That is pricey. Oh, well, that is an expedition ship, so it's quite a slightly different style of cruising. I still need to work out what this other flag is up here. So it's got the Union Jacks, and then there's a blue and white checkered one. It's got something in the middle of it, but it's a little tricky for me to identify what's in the middle. Perhaps someone can give me a hand with that one. I think I can manage to identify the Union Jacks. Maybe we'll get a better view when she turns a little more to the side. There we go, waving solidly there, waving their flags, waving their arms. A couple of shipmates think it's the Cornish black flag. Someone says in Ipswich Town flag. Well, that would be quite difficult for me to identify. I wouldn't have known Ipswich Town. Well done, well done.
City of Chichester, just entering the precautionary area. She's got the sticks down. Looks like she should be meeting you around the Hook Foley area.
Roger, thank you.
I realise I've neglected some of the shipmates in the chat there. I will get back to you. Fantastic conditions today, though. I'll have a quick look at the weather. What is the actual weather today? We've got a temperature around about 15 centigrade and a very gentle breeze of about 5 knots, gusting to 6. So perfect conditions. Lovely conditions indeed for a sail away. That Hampshire flag there on the bow, very visible indeed. I enjoy that. That's excellent, shipmates. Many thanks for bringing that one out. And what? Oh, hello! I just spotted another flag. That looks like another Union Jack. And what is that? Is the blue and is that blue and green? It's a little tricky to see the colours on my. I think it's blue and green. I think we've had that one before, and I should know what that one is. Something like. It's like Derbyshire or Leicester or something. Excellent selection of flags today, though. Arvia reversing out. James also says Derbyshire. Did I say Derbyshire? I thought I think we've had a few of those. I should really know, shouldn't I? Lovely day for a sail away. On a very full ship. Zoom in on the front here, see if we can see the bow thrusters in action. Ah, yeah, we got. There's the bow thrusters in action. Giving the bow a push. Right, shipmate, come on, shipmate said Derbyshire. Great, thanks, shipmate. All right, let's go back through this chat while I've got a bit of a chance. Plenty of shipmates in the chat, I see. Hi there, shipmate Georgina Stevenson. Hi there, Mozan. Hi there, Keris. Like I say, we've already had numbers. Arvia departs with 5,465 passengers, so it's a couple of hundred over maximum double occupancy, and a complement of 1664 crews, about 100 shy. It does feel warmer than the 15 degrees centigrade is weather's reporting out there. I thought it was quite pleasant today. Are we there, UK cool guy? Who are this? Simon Bolton? Oh, you reminded me, Simon Bolton. I think I've got something that's... No. 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 There we go. We were talking about this yesterday. So, Paul from Solent Ships Voyages is pointing out that he's taking pre-registrations for the Four Queens in Liverpool, and that's May of 2028. If you're interested in seeing that... Certainly no, I'm interested in seeing that because I haven't quite worked out. A shipmate has mentioned that they might be able to find me somewhere in a building, which would be great. If not, it might have to be on a ship or something. Or there's Deborah Speller. Or there's Steve Reaper. Or there's Elizabeth G. Or there's Pam. Or there's Nicholas Saw. Or there's Sue Hawkes. Or there's James Dawson. Or there's Catherine Alicia. So some good hornage. I think she lives locally, so she certainly hears it. Or there's Raymond Morris. Or there's Leslie R.
Good afternoon.
I think I've got everyone. If I've missed you, apologies. It's just quite a lot in the chat. Where there's Spike. Oh, where there's Paul Evans.
Sam Harlow, Southampton VTS. Good afternoon.
Paul Evans says that's not a county flag. I think someone said it was Ipswich. I saw a comment earlier that it was Ipswich Football Club or something. For the blue and white checkered flag.
VTS beside leader. Good afternoon, ports outward bound will remain channeled from new grounds westward tower this evening.
Slightly differently as well, I've noticed, I think Paul noticed as well, the Arvia will be heading to the fjords. So she's got a couple of fjords cruises. This one is the fjords, Spain and France. So you depart Southampton, head over to La Coruna and Vigo, then Cherbourg, then back to Southampton. So it's like a back-to-back cruise, I suppose, really. Then up to the fjords, Christiansand, Hogsand, Olden, and cruising by Ingefjorden, Nordfjorden and Stavanger, and back to Southampton. So it's 14 days on board. So you get, hopefully you'll get some sunny weather in Spain, France, and then when you get up to Norway, you'll get some stunning views. And I think that's a new itinerary for 2028, or was it this year on? This is a 5-night cruise for October 28 on board Arvia. It's just a cruise to Hamburg and back. 2 days in Hamburg. Overnight in Hamburg, which is quite good. I do like overnighting in a port. Means you can experience some of the nightlife. Not sure what nightlife you'd be experiencing in Hamburg. Probably some of the tasteful bars and restaurants. That's from 499 for an inside. 22-night Caribbean transatlantic, and this is for March of 27. So this is going transatlantic, but but the other way. We were looking at an advert yesterday where that was going from Southampton to the Barbados. And this one's going the other way. So you fly over to Antigua, get on Arvia, overnight, and a day in Antigua. Excellent. It's good to see your port. Then a day at sea, then it's Castilleries and St. Lucia, Grenada, day at sea, Bridgetown and Barbados. Overnight in Barbados as well. Fort-de-France in Martinique, Bastia in St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, 6 days at sea, Tenerife, a couple of days at sea, La Coruna, back to Port Southampton. That's including flight, I'm assuming, on that price. Oh yes, including direct flight and transfers. 22 nights on board. Apple tells me also they're taking pre-bookings for the 2028 season. Oi there, Kex. Saw happened to be out in port yesterday. I met up with the cruise monkeys. Cruise monkeys popped into Southampton, meet some of their fan base. Had a few drinks with the cruise monkeys. I went on a ship visit last week on Ambassador Ambition, and as I was getting off the ship, there were a couple of chaps down there taking some videos and photographs, and I thought I recognised them, and it was the cruise monkeys. They were actually cruising from Portsmouth to Liverpool. So we exchanged a few comparisons of what we thought of Ambassador. Looks like a fairly busy ship at the stern there. Lots of people out enjoying the sky bar. No one in the pool though. No one in any of the pools. You'd have thought on a day like today there'd have been a few people in the pools. It's lovely calm conditions this evening. The other ship, the National Geographic Explorer, she's in Portsmouth at the moment. She's due away at 5 o'clock. I don't really have any updates on that. I don't have radio reception in Portsmouth. If anybody is in Portsmouth and wouldn't mind hosting a radio reception for me, a radio receiver, so I can pick up Portsmouth, that would be much appreciated. There's the National Geographic Explorer there. And she's due away at 6 o'clock. Well, the shipmates, Charlie Bravo says, do I enjoy a swim on board, Captain? I do actually. I do like bobbing around in one of the pools of water. It's just something about being on a ship in a pool of water while looking at the sea. Well, the shipmate, was it John Dealer, says, Captain, what are your thoughts on Ambassador? Well, it's, she was, if I'm honest, better than I was expecting. They call themselves a budget-friendly, low-cost cruise line, and I was expecting the ship was, if I remember correctly, Ambition was built in 1999, so she's 27 years old. If I'm honest, it was better than I imagined. The ship. It's not a very big ship, but I thought it felt bigger, more modern than I was expecting. Well fitted out. It was, seemed okay to me. I was surprised by that. And then we had a little lunch on board. I'd say the food options were a bit more traditional, although they do have a specialty restaurant, an Indian specialty restaurant on board. It seems like everyone has specialty Indian restaurants these days. They also had the chef's table, which looked quite interesting. So with the chef's table, you get I think it was a 9 or 10 course tasting menu, and I think it was £90, if memory serves me correctly, for the 9 or 10 course tasting menu. But interestingly, that did include wine pairing with the food. Well, the bit that particularly interested me with the chef's table was, if you book up a chef's table, I think it seats up to about 12 people, maybe 14. It wasn't very big. And you obviously don't know who you sat with. You could be sat with nobody if no one else has booked it, or you're sat with all sorts of people. So that's quite interesting. But if you booked up the chef's table, you can get to go into the kitchens before dinner, and I think the chef will explain to you how he's cooking things and explain the various different dishes, so you get more of a bit of a background to what's going on. Oh, what's going on over there? Looks like a bit smoky over there in the forest.
Evening, Claire.
Definitely a bit smoky.
Have a good one.
Alley-Cat Cows, down to BTS will receive. Thank you. Good evening.
Oh, this should be Nicola Sources. Does the glass roof in the middle open up? Yes, it does. So that's primarily Arvia and Iona are almost identical. If you wander around the ships, it feels like the same ship. But yes, the big difference between Iona and Arvia is Arvia more designed for the Mediterranean market, so she has a retracting roof. Iona doesn't.
VTS Red Jet 6, good evening. Shortly away from Town Quay, please.
Budget 6, VTS Red Osprey's past Station Dock inbound. Flatholm past the dock outbound. Arvia Western Shelf outbound and will be clear channel from the hook. Maersk Benguelia passing Esso outward bound, also clear channel. City of Chichester's at the Reach inward bound.
VTS Red Jet 6, answer will copy, thank you.
Oh, the shipmate Liz McCluggin says flag ready for Queen Anne on Thursday.
Arvia VTS Western Shelf, thank you. Traffic information, City of Chichester reaching.
I might be having to do a bit of a remote
Welcome to VTS City of Chichester. I'll just come outside the greens for the container ship.
City of Chichester VTS received Cowshot 2.69 on the slide.
Copy that, thank you.
I might have to do a remote broadcast on Thursday, because I'm pretty sure we've got 2 Queens in port on Thursday, so I'm expecting lots of honking and hooting. However, I'm heading up to London on Thursday for a ship visit on... what's it called? I've forgotten the name of the ship I'm visiting. Anyway, it's an expedition ship, a bit like National Geographic Explorer. So that will be interesting. And she arrives through Tower Bridge on Thursday lunchtime. So I'm going to plan to go up Thursday to film her going through Tower Bridge. And then have the ship visit on Friday morning. Shipmate Georgina Stevenson thinks the Iona's got a big screen in the Sky Dome after upgrading. Oh, okay. I've not been on since the refit. Just going back through the chat now. Oh, Kerry's is asking Paul about his thoughts on Ambition. Unfortunately, Paul couldn't join me. He was taken squiffy. But yeah, so Ambition, or Ambassador rather, quite a few ports. They sail from quite a few ports. They're not particularly based in any one port in Southampton in the UK, so they sail from Portsmouth, Tilbury, Bristol, Liverpool. I'm not sure where, Newcastle, I think. I did notice that if you sell from Bristol on Ambassador, they're currently having an offer of, instead of a £50 a day drinks package, it's now £15 a day. Very calm out there this evening. Look at that water.
BTS.
Well, that Hans Olav Mork from Norway.
BTS will receive, thank you. Additional traffic information, AI Alpha says east of the Orse route to Langston, and the San Marlow is coming in by the West Princess.
Shipmate there.
Southampton BTS, City of Chichester, Hook Buoy inbound for Burnley.
City of Chichester, BTS all received, thank you. So traffic update, Arvia now northwest at the outward bound, and the Flatholm surveying near Dockhead.
All understood, many thanks.
Shipmate, they're asking about the National Geographical Explorer. I was actually doing some research on her earlier. Quite a small ship, only 148 guests. Built in 1982, which makes her fairly old, but she was refitted in 2008. Has a crew of 81, but I would think probably the standout feature of the vessel is that she is an ice-breaking vessel, so hence she can take tours, cruises up to the Arctic and the Antarctic. But that's not cheap. I'm having a quick look on their website.
BTS, Red Eagle, shortly departing Castle.
Red Eagle VTS traffic information. Maersk Benguela approaching the Hook outbound clear channel. Arvia northwest Netley outward bound clear channel.
Yeah, they're both copied, thank you.
Yeah, the cruises seem to cost around about £10,000 each on the National Geographic Explorer. She's actually off on a trip around the UK this time. She left Tilbury Docks in London. She's calling in at Portsmouth, obviously that's where she is today. And then she's calling at Ferry, and then Cork in Ireland, the Blasket Islands in Ireland. It's a new destination for me. Dingle in Ireland. Then she's calling into the Isle of Iona, which is where the P&O Iona ship gets a name from. Then the Isle of Staffa, then Stornoway, the Isle of Lewis and Harris, then the Shetland Islands, then Aberdeen, and then Edinburgh. And then that's the end of the cruise. So you've got to get yourself back to London on that one. But yeah, she does a lot of cruising to the Arctic and remote Scottish islands. They also have when they're on these National Geographical Explorer cruises, they also have lots of experts on board. They know all about the history of the area, the geography, or the wildlife. You get talks from people on board. She also has a fleet of Zodiacs, so that you can go up closer to the icebergs and so on, and underwater exploration equipment. There's an onboard science hub as well, with microscopes and interactive exhibits. It's really trying to get you to understand what it is you're looking at when you're out there in nature. Very educational. I'd imagine it'd be quite good if you were to take children on board, but probably a little spendy for that. She has an ice-strengthened hull for safe polar navigation. In fact, the ship that I'm looking at on Friday is also ice-strengthened.
BTS to Benguela, Hook out.
West Benguela, hook out, thank you. Traffic update, Marin Currents approaching the ports now.
One of the red jets shooting past. Oh, Hans. Oh, Hans from no, it was a hurdy-gurdy ship many years ago. Ah, okay. Been repurposed. Do you know what? I was actually looking at some of the pictures of the interior, and it did remind me a little bit of a ferry. It's more about the destination than the glamour on board that one.
Some more loads up to VTS. Some more loads up to VTS all received, thank you. Question, what is your maximum saltwater draft?
And the shipmate here. Where's it gone? It's just a whole message. Shipmate Mark Edwards says he can confirm Iona Skydome now has a big screen at the back of the performance stage. Excellent. Thank you for that, shipmate. And shipmate Charlie Bravo says his cousin's daughter is called Iona, named after the island. It's a lovely name, really. Shipmate Alan Morton's on Queen Anne on Thursday to Hamburg, then the Fjords. In case you're wondering about that container ship we had earlier. She's just heading down to Cowshot Spit. Looking slightly worse for the wear, that one. Liquor paint wouldn't go amiss, would it?
BTS, Red Falcon, hook out.
Red Falcon, hook out, thank you. Just to confirm, West Benguela, clear channel is outbound to the east.
That's all received, thanks.
No, Arvia's off to Spain, France and Italy for 14 days. What's she doing after that? Oh, she's doing the same cruise again. Well, no, just Spain and France after that. Spain, France and Italy. Spain, France. Basically hanging out in the Mediterranean until August, 30th of August, where she will be heading up to the fields. Visiting Flam, Olden,
BTS, Marin Current between Fort Inwood
and Zeebrugge.
Marin Current, BTS all received, thank you.
It looks like just 2 trips to the fields. The second trip she visits Skolden, Olden and Hogsund. And then after that back to the Mediterranean for a few more trips until end of October, where she heads over to Barbados. Shipmate Hans says, doesn't have any pictures of Arvia. Still waiting for a chance to observe. Take pictures. Well, you might get a chance. Where's she going? Is she back up to Norway? I'm not sure where your nearest... I think you're in Bergen, so I'm not sure where the nearest place for you would be. But September, she's at Golden, Olden and Hogsond. And in early part of September, Flam and Olden. So I'm not sure if those would be helpful for you. I think I remember correctly, you said you had some family near one of those places. Was it Olden?
VTS, Red Jet 6.
Red Jet 6, VTS.
Afternoon, ma'am. Can we have a Calshot tie gauge, please?
Red Jet 6, VTS, good afternoon, 2.77 on the flood.
That's received, ma'am. For your information, we'll be going east of the bank.
East of the bank, thank you.
Up next away at 6 is the National Geographic Explorer from Portsmouth. A very unusual ship indeed. She's doing a UK tour. Some interesting colours in the sky this evening. Might be a decent sunset, I'm not sure. It's quite cloudy. Forecast, unfortunately, was correct. Looking pretty busy down there in the ferry terminal. Ferry's just come in. Not so much of a lean on the container ships, is there? Some of the cruise ships, when they come around this corner, really do seem to have quite a lean. Shipmate James Wilson thinks the blue and white checkered flag is the International Maritime Code for the letter N. Ooh. Someone said it was Ipswich Football Club. Let's have a quick look, see which one it might be. Ipswich. Could be that. Let's have a look. I think it might be more Ipswich than the maritime flag, because it was the maritime flag is only 4 squares by 4 squares.
Southampton VTS.
Where that one was clearly a lot more blue squares than that, so I think I'm leaning more towards Ipswich Football Club on that one.
Poseidon Leader, Southampton VTS, that's all received, thank you. There's no reported traffic now.
Got a dredger coming up here. I think that was the City of London I heard on the radio. Let's check, see if I've got that right. Is it? No, City of Chichester, that one. So she's a hopper dredger. You can see she's very low in the water. And she'll be heading up to the aggregate, the Cemex station on the River Itchen, where they'll unload all her ballast. Shipmate Hans says, Flam's a good opportunity. There we go. Flam might be your one then. So if you want Flam, that'll be 2nd of September for Arvia to visit Flam. Shipmate James also says, could be Ipswich doesn't follow football. No, I don't follow football enough to know what all the team's flags look like. I have enough problem with county flags. She's just as grubby on the other side, isn't she, this Maersk ship, Maersk container ship? Shipmate Joshua says, yes, it's Ipswich. Shipmate James also says, oh, yes, need to do a spreadsheet for the county flags for the Discord. I haven't got around to it yet. I should just mark them off, shouldn't I? I think we've got a county flags channel on the Discord, so I should actually just put the flags in there. That's what I should do. Then we can go through the list. Now, in case you're wondering, shipmates, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. Just a mere, what's that, probably 45 minutes into the broadcast, and I remember my banner. Well, there, Johnny B. There, James also said, did anyone see HMS Duncan depart Portsmouth earlier? No, I didn't. What sort of time did she depart? Anyone know? Someone guessed 45 minutes, did they? Hey, well done. Whoever which shipmate guessed 45 minutes for the captain's banner bingo. You are the winner. The Maersk container ship is now turning the other way, having gone round Bramble Bank. I was looking at the tide times. I normally go to the Bramble Bank cricket match every year. Last year was quite literally a bit of a washout. It was a bit of a washout. It rained, and the rain was dreadfully cold and uncomfortable. But also, the Bramble Bank wasn't particularly exposed. I mean, some years it's massive and quite dry, but this year it was water flooding over it most of the time. And last year I should say. And then this year it looks like it's going to be really high, so I'm not even sure that it will go ahead this year, the Bramble Bank cricket match, just because there'll be no Bramble Bank. Well, shipmate Spike, National Geographic, she is due out at 6 o'clock from Portsmouth. So I don't have any particular updates on that. If any shipmates do have somewhere in Portsmouth, I could install a radio receiver. That would be handy. Oh, Georgina got the banner, did she? Well, 140. Okay, let's have a quick look, see if I can see anything. No, I can't. I was just wondering if it was caught on one of the cameras. Doesn't look like it. Well, there, Thomas Dean says, "Hi, Captain. Hope you're well. I am indeed. Keep up the good work. Many thanks, shipmates." Just watching the Maersk container ship go past Cowes. Getting a good look at her rusty bottom there. Oh, is that a hot air balloon in the sky? Oh, look at that. I wonder if I can see that on my other camera. Where's that hot air balloon then? I think we've had a hot air balloon on camera before. No, I can't see it on my other camera. I don't quite know. I don't know how to triangulate to work out where that hot air balloon is. The Maersk Bengula. So we've got a ship coming in. What's coming in? A container ship coming in. No, the tanker coming into Forley, the Maran Current. Yeah, she's over there. She's coming into Forley. So, if I'll show you on the map, she's just outside of Portsmouth here at the moment. That's the Maersk Bengula we've been watching, and then Iona is here, or Arvia, sorry. So there should be plenty of space to pass, but we might get to see them pass each other.
Call me same BTS.
Coral methane, was it?
Call me same BTS will receive thanks. They report traffic now.
Coral methane is out past the NAB tower. There she is. She's probably going back to Holland. Yes, she is going back to Holland. She bunkered Iona and Arvia this weekend, filling them up with LNG. Shipmate Lisa Sargent says she's checked on flight radar and ADSB. No hot air balloon on there for them. I don't know if air balloons have an ADSB transmitter. Do they have to have them? I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me. But I'm pretty sure it was a hot air balloon and not just a balloon. I've had a quick look for it on the camera, but I can't work out where it was. In case you're wondering, this is a similar itinerary that I own at Arvia is on today. Arvia is off on a 14-day round trip, Spain, France and Italy, calling in at Cadiz in Spain, Barcelona in Spain, Toulon in France for French Riviera Provence, then La Spezia in the Italian Riviera, so Riviera to Riviera, then Rome, and then back to mainland Spain for Alicante, back to the port of Southampton. And that gives you an idea of what the prices start on that per person for 14 nights on board, from $12.79 for an inside, $17.29 for a balcony. So is that question, isn't it? Do you go for an inside, save some money so you go on more cruises, or do you go for a balcony with a better view? I know a few shipmates that say that they'd rather go inside and have 3 cruises a year rather than going on a balcony and only have 2. I can understand that logic. There's the Arvia, the other side of Cowshot Spit. No, not many people out on the beach today. Well, it's been a sunny day. I don't know that it's quite beach weather yet. we'll be seeing the National Geographic Explorer departing from here in Portsmouth in about 10 minutes or so. Well, they should make Josie Photo says, yes, World Navigator on Thursday by Tower Bridge. That's right. 12:15 for the bridge lift. Indeed, I checked the Tower Bridge site. In fact, what's great about the Tower Bridge is it is actually possible to drone there. It's a very, very small sort of patch of central London you can drone, and you can drone at Tower Bridge. So I'm intending to take the drone up there and drone her arriving and Tower Bridge opening. I've tried before to drone at Tower Bridge, and I think it was cancelled. I went all the way up to London to film a ship coming in at Tower Bridge, and when I got there it was cancelled. Shipmate Shop Book says, balcony better view. Balcony does have a better view, although some ships these days, they have a virtual porthole window in your cabin. Speaking of which, I was looking at the interior of the National Geographic Explorer, at least from Portsmouth, and she's got proper portholes. Really looks quite old-fashioned and seaworthy, very industrial, very commercial. Shipmate Laura Blake also says, the National Geographic vessel watched us sail out of my home port of Tyne, Newcastle last week. Ah. Yeah, she's on must have been doing another round of the UK trip. Shipmate Charlie Pete likes the idea of Tower Bridge. Yeah, hopefully it all goes to plan. Hopefully she does arrive.
Poseidon Leader, Southampton DTF.
And hopefully they do open the bridge at the right time. I do have a habit of arriving just after
Poseidon
things have
Leader,
happened.
DPS, that's all received. Have a safe onward passage.
Excellent. Spanner Hades says, will I take the Iron Horse to Tower Bridge? No, I won't. I did consider it, but actually I'm going to go up Thursday and I'm going to stay the night because the ship visits early Friday morning, and then I should probably take the train or something, unfortunately. National Geographic is not calling into London. The next call for National Geographic is Bowie, down in Cornwall. So what's going on after that? Then she's going... then she goes from Edinburgh to Reykjavik. And then she's got a cruise around Greenland, Iceland. Yeah.
VTS, ready, go, pop in.
Very interesting itineraries on the National Geographic Explorer.
Ready, Eagle, VTS, Tokyo, thank you.
Well, this should make Joshua. So am I going to Liverpool for the Four Queens? Yes, I'm certainly thinking about it. It'll be quite the spectacle. Shipmate,
VTS, Red Osprey, shortly departing Royal Pyrrhus, please.
shipmate, what's the name there? Where's it gone?
Red Osprey, VTS. You have permission to depart. Traffic information, the Marrow current. Approaching Mother Bank, inbound. Clear channel.
Oh, copy, thank you.
Yeah, shipmate Thomas Dean says, would we be able to see the liner passing on Needles Cap? Yes, we haven't had any this year. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, but certainly one year, Celebrity Apex would go past the Needles every time, and there's some absolutely stunning shots of the Apex passing the Needles. I've got a yacht here coming into Cowes. If you have any questions about going cruising, book a cruise, just contact Paul at Solent Ships Voyages. He'll point you in the right direction and sort you out.
Jet 6, BTS, all received. Traffic information, the Arvia, Cow Shop, outbound, clear channel.
Okay, get to see it right down at the bow of Arvia. Arvia must be the newest ship in P&O's fleet, but she's 4 years old now. Built in 2022. 184,000 gross tons. One of the largest ships we get here in the port of Southampton at the moment. She has a number of sister ships. Obviously, P&O Iona being the most obvious. It's also the Carnival Celebration, the Carnival Jubilee, the Carnival Festival, and the Carnival Tropical. And I imagine they're all based over in the States. Ada Nova and Ada Cosma. We see Ada Nova occasionally here. And the Costa Smeralda and the Costa Toscana, which we don't see either. I suspect they are, again, based in a different part of the world. A quick check on my map to see if National Geographic Explorer is moving. No, no movement as yet. Shipmate Spike says talking of celebrity, they are featured on Channel 4 tonight at 8 PM. I wonder what is that on Channel 4 then? Celebrity Cruises? Shipmate James Dawes says, not sure if Needles Cam gave up or was attacked by a seagull. Seagulls take particular interest in my outside microphones for some reason.
We're safe for now, Mark.
There's the incoming container ship with a tug following. I'm not sure which tug that is. Let's see if we can find out. Could be Phoenix, I think. It is. It's a Phoenix. Is an attendance, and that's the other container ship that's just passing by, and the tanker's heading to Fawley. Looks much better in the photo there, doesn't she, than in real life. Not quite so rusty. It says a program called Cruising to the Ends of the Earth. Oh, okay. I might have to look out for that. I'm not seen anything about that. Shipmate Pat Luckett says the news cam was seriously attacked by the weather. Well, I'm not surprised if there's a storm coming in the local area. In fact, anywhere in the south of the UK, typically they'll say storm coming in with winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and then there'll be a record gust recorded of something like 110 miles an hour from the Needles. Always seems to get the brunt of any weather coming in. So yes, a camera out there is probably being ravaged by the wind and rain, and of course the salt water. Something I didn't realise. My cameras, they are designed obviously to be outside, but not all of them are designed to be close to salt water. They have different levels of rating depending where they are. If you notice on the cruise ships, can't really see from this distance, but on the cruise ships they actually have CCTV cameras hanging off them all over the place. They'll definitely be salt water rated cameras, and they are a lot more expensive. Let's have a little look, see if National Geographic Explorer is moving. Don't think so. No. Not as yet. Well, you bet Daniel Ellis, when you're next going live? Good question. I don't know, actually. Let's have a quick look. What's coming up on the schedule? So we have one ship on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Majestic Princess. Then Thursday is going to be a good day. We've got a 3-ship Thursday, Queen Anne, Borealis and Queen Mary 2, although I'm just looking at the schedule, and they've got Queen Anne departing at 4 o'clock, which is slightly annoying because that means she'll be first out and away. Ideally, we want Queen Mary 2, who's down at 106 berth, to go first. Then as she goes past Queen Anne, they'll let loose with the horns. Oh, hi there, Fraser at sea. Hi there, shipmates. I've been seeing you're busy posting loads of stuff. Don't know how you find the time. I was just saying I met up with the cruise monkeys last night. There's a couple of other channels there. I'm sure all you shipmates know, but if you're interested in what it's like on board the ships, have a look at Fraser at Sea's YouTube channel. Or the Cruise Monkeys YouTube channel. That's the harbour Southampton patrol there, just disappearing off the side of the screen. I was expecting to see a few more pleasure boats out today. It looks pretty quiet out there. National Geographic Explorer, still stationary. Yes, Thursday.
GSL Crystal Elizabeth, Southampton VTS.
Yeah, just one on Tuesday and 3 on Thursday, which I'll try and do Thursday, but I will be in central London, so I'll have to do a remote broadcast again, which is not a problem.
GSL Crystal Elizabeth, Southampton VTS, vessel received. Please call again when your vessel is underway.
Shipmate James Dawson asking why they're putting Queen Mary 2 on 106 berth and not the Ocean Dock. I don't know. Bit of a lean there from Arvia. Well, Georgie, what was today's temperature? I think we were round about the 15.3. There we go, 15.3 degrees. 35 nautical miles of visibility. It's quite clear. And a very gentle wind. That's probably why there's not too many yachts out. Not enough wind to get you going anywhere. I was out and about today, and I would say certainly it felt very warm indeed. Well, there, Sam Thrillaway. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Had quite a few flags today. We had, what do we have? We had a Hampshire flag, Derbyshire flag, a couple of Union Jacks. Looked like, we think, Ipswich Town Football Club flag. I don't think we'll get any flags on the National Geographic Explorer, unfortunately. Now, shipmate Johnny B says the HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier is due in Portsmouth at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Ooh. Maybe I'll go. Oh, 9:30. What day is it tomorrow? It's Monday, isn't it? That's a working day. Oh, yes. Ex-Spanner Hedy says that Shield Hall has returned. That's right. I was going to drone Shield Hall coming back in, but apparently not. I missed it. But yes, I imagine she had a lovely sail. I believe she was delayed down in Falmouth. She's having her annual refit and inspections. I believe
It says the Marin Currents, South Rabbit.
I believe she was delayed coming back due to lots of wind in the channel and bad weather.
CTS, all received. And did you require a countdown?
Yeah, we'll go 5 down, 1 and on, please.
Sound current CTS, all received. Thank you.
There's the Maersk container ship, one of the ferries there, going to the Isle of Wight. Oh, Simon Bolton says National Geographic Explorer is moving. Let's have a quick look on the map. My map doesn't say anything at the moment. Still have her down as stationary. Oh, she might be moving there.
Southampton VTS, Saint-Malo.
St. Malo, Southampton VTS.
Southampton VTS, Saint-Malo, passing through the fort.
St. Malo VTS, through the fort. Thank you.
Shipmate Spike's always the National Geographic passenger cruise ship. Yes, she certainly is. Does all sorts of cruise around the UK, round in the sort of Arctic. And yes, they're around, the cruises look to be around, starting around £10,000 per person, I believe. I don't think that's each, and that's for sort of 7 or 10 nights on board. So yes, quite expensive, but I think a very different experience.
Carby Main VTS. Carby Main VTS. All received. Have a safe onward passage.
Shipmate Babs Eliza, or Mr. Numbers for Arvia. I don't know if I can remember them. They've gone off the top of the screen. I think it was something like 5,400 something passengers, and which is just like about 200 over double occupancy. And then it was 1,600 and something crew. So it was about 90 short on crew. And the pilot was very good. He gave us the numbers before she even departed. Definitely seem to be a lot more efficient VTS these days. They definitely have the more structured language. So the ships ask for permission to leave, and then they are given permission to leave. Whereas I think in the past, I remember hearing definitely, whereas a couple of times cruise ships were on the move, and the VTSs go, "Well, hang on, you didn't tell us you were on the move," and it was a bit of a miscommunication. But now they quite rigidly have to ask for permission, then have to be granted permission. And they all seem to be much better about giving numbers these days as well. National Geographic Explorer still in Portsmouth. She hasn't moved as yet. The ferry, the St. Clair ferry, she's heading off to Fishbourne on the Isle of Wight. And there's the St. Marlowe's coming in, so I don't know if she'll get out before the St. Marlowe comes in. Yeah, so generally Arvia, pretty busy ship.
BTS Red Jet 6, Northwest Netley, and continue at speed, please.
Red Jet 6, VTS. You may proceed with caution.
Thank you, Mom.
She has a maximum occupancy of 6,264 on Arvia. So this evening only 5,400, but that's more than double occupancy. Ship Bay Fraser says not many people out in the balconies. There were quite a few when she left port. I think, though, weather-wise, it says 15 centigrade and there's not much of a wind, but I suspect it's probably cooling off a little quicker than you might like. Of course, shipmate Fraser, from being of Scottish descent, would probably call that a balmy summer's day. A quick look for National Geographic Explorer, see if she's moving. Nope, not moving as yet. Shipmate Charlie Burrows, has been a lovely sunny day in Nottinghamshire.
BTS, ready, go, approaching the hard line in. Permission to carry on, please.
Or Nottingham.
Ready, go, VTS. You may proceed with caution.
Copy, thank you.
Yeah, the forecast for port.
BTS, Benguela, port out.
Ports out for the container ship.
That's Benguela, VTS. Ports out, thank you. And traffic information that the TSL Crystal is to us. Currently leaving our anchor in Nav Bridge number 5.
You can just see that tanker behind Arvia there. So Fort's out for the Maersk Benguela, so she's all the way over there. Pick that up on the radio nicely. So that's the tanker we can just about see behind Arvia, the Moran Current. See her come out the other side. There she is. She's off to Forley. I wonder where she's come from. She's come from Mongstad in Norway.
Cheers, Rob.
There's the Svitzer Phoenix, or Phoenix rather, at the stern. At the stern there, yep. I don't think the National Geographic Explorer is going to depart just a second because the ferry, the St. Clair, is on her way in. There is the Maersk going past the forts. These are the Napoleonic forts out here outside of Portsmouth, defending the Solent from the French invaders. There's the St. Clair, the ferry from France, from Saint-Malo, and she's heading in 11 knots. So I don't think the National Geographic Explorer will leave. She's just up here. I don't think she's going to leave with the ferry coming in. Might have to wait a little while. In fact, there she is. There is the Saint Malo. There's the pilot boat heading back to Portsmouth, taking the pilot back, who was probably on the Maersk container ship. Or one he dropped off on the tanker, not quite sure which one. Possibly there might be a little decent sunset going on this evening. Shipmate Shipbook's asking for Arvia's numbers. I think it was 5,440 something, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. It's just a couple hundred over maximum double occupancy. And the crew number was, I think, about 90 under, so about 1,650 or something like 1,670. Well, there's shipmate to Charlie Bravo says they'll be sailing all across the channel on Mont Saint Michel later this year. I do enjoy a good little trip on the ferry across to France. It does feel like the start of the holiday when you get on board. I'm considering taking the Iron Horse over there at some point. That'll be an adventure. Never taken the Iron Horse over to different country. Shipmate Harding David says they'll be on St. Malo a week on Friday to go on MSC on Saturday. Oh, I guess you're coming from France, I guess. Is that right? Is that making sense? Coming from France to go on a ship in England. Maybe you live in France. Or maybe you're just holidaying a lot. Right, Ships, I'm just having to pop down to the galley briefly, but I shall keep with this tanker and also keep an eye out on the National Geographic Explorer. Yep, still no movement from the National Geographic Explorer. So I think she's probably waiting for the St. Malo here. She's probably waiting for her to come in first. Like she's getting pulled around quite a lot, does Benix. See the heat haze coming out of the exhaust. It's really interesting controlling tugs. I had a look at last year at Seaworks. There was an electric tug. Oh there, Cinzia Caterina Franco Ribeiro. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Apologies if I butchered your name. Yeah, a completely different way to control them to normal vessels. Had a couple of, you had a control in each hand, which are throttles and spin round. It's, yeah, quite the art. I must get on board one day for an active tug and see what it's all about. Ship-based spices, is it a cup of tea or a rum-based cocktail from the gate? Actually, no, it's just some water, actually, at the moment. Actually, I'm going to treat myself to a gin and tonic later. I went to a distillery last week, an English whiskey distillery just northwest of Salisbury. They started making and distilling whiskey about 2 years ago, and they have to keep it in a barrel for 3 years and 1 day, and then they can call it whiskey and bottle it. Not sure when it's going on sale, but they think possibly Christmas next year. Absolutely fascinating tour. Do like all these sort of industrial plants and process, and they're using local ingredients, local water. But they also, at the moment, they're also making gin and vodka. Most companies that make gin or vodka use a wheat grain-based spirit that they buy in bulk, and then they add the botanicals to it and redistill it and make your gin or vodka. But because they're actually making whiskey, they can take off the high liquor alcohol out of the whiskey because it's too much for whiskey. They keep the bit in the middle, and then they have some stuff at the bottom which they also do something with. I think they turned it into. They did say what they turned it into, animal feed or something. But as a consequence, their gin and vodkas are amazingly smooth. Paul from Lucas, what's it called if they open it 2 years and 364 days? It would probably just be, I don't know what it would be. It wouldn't be whiskey. It would be a spirit-based drink, I'm guessing. Or maybe they call it NW, not whiskey. And that's the Witchmark Distillery, that was, over in the other side of Salisbury.
BTS, Lomax, good evening.
Lomax, BTS.
BTS Lomax, yeah, good evening there. That's us getting on the way for the inbound Marin current for SO35.
Lomax, BTS, all received, thank you.
Oh, looks like National Geographic Explorer is on the move. Yeah, she is, looks like she's she's probably waiting for St. Marlowe to come in, and now she's on the move. She's doing 1 knot, she's just coming away from the side. Oh, no, won't be long before we'll see her. In the meantime, we'll get an excellent view of the Phoenix tug. Maybe we'll... Not quite as pretty as our favourite Eleanor Tugby, but I quite like the colour schemes of the tugs down at Fawley. Shipmate David Kick says, Distillery tips. I know, I love this channel. Thank you, shipmate. Yeah, it's very good. Their vodka, I think their vodka and gin have won gold medals. Shipmate Sussex Breath says, yes, pity you can't pick up VTS in Portsmouth. It is a pity. If someone lives in Gosport, Portsmouth Way, and would like to host a receiver for me, then we'd be able to pick up VTS in Portsmouth.
TSL Crystal Elizabeth Southampton, VTS.
Shipmate Pat Lucky says, great to visit a tug. If you're lucky, get a cup of tea. Excellent. Tea on board a tug. Marvellous. Shipmate Kerry says, yeah, Geographic on the move. Thanks, shipmates. You should see her.
TSL Crystal Elizabeth Southampton, VTS. All received. Please do not pass your pilot boarding station before your pilot is on the bridge. Maintain a listening watch on this channel and channel 09 for the pilot.
I think she's...
Traffic information.
I think you can see the funnel there just behind the Spinnaker Tower. Bit of the steam coming out of it.
At North Starbridge, boy.
Shipmate Darren says whiskey that's less than 3 years old is known as moonshine. Yes, that'd be a good name for it.
BTS, and shortly underway.
Charlie Brothers, what's the name of the distillery? The distillery was called Witchmark.
Red Falcon, VTS. All received traffic information. The Marin current to the northeast Gurnard inbound clear channel.
And what I didn't realise was that there are over 70 English whiskey distilleries in England. But most of them are quite new, so there's not many selling them, obviously, because they have to keep it in the barrels for 3 years. So I'm talking to the people working there. Apparently they started the business. They got a bit carried away during lockdown. The lockdown project gone wild. We know how those are. Shipmate Rule Alexa asking why is the tug going backwards behind the tanker. She's effectively there for braking and steering. She'll be gently pulling the ship one way and the other way, and also if she needs to, she can put on the brakes and slow things down. Shipmate Thomas Dean says, I always have whiskey in my tea.
BTS, Red, Osprey, hook out, 8 degrees.
There's the St. Marlowe.
Red Osprey, VTS. Check out, thank you.
It's the St. Marlowe heading in.
VTS Apex, good evening. Just getting away for the Maran current, please.
Apex, BTS, will receive, thank you.
I'll put a link to this distillery in the chat. There we go. Witchmark. Great view there. You can really see the wing bridges. So cruise ships have wing bridges. That's the very top of the ship. There's the bridge, and you can see it's all glass. And then you get right to the edge of the ship, so you can see when you're docking. You can't really see that quite so easily on the cruise ships because obviously a lot of superstructure.
VTS, City of Chichester.
But obviously on a tanker.
City of Chichester, Southampton, BTS.
Yes, VTS, that's City of Chichester, all fast at the Burley Wharf and approximately 3 hours for the discharge.
City of Chichester, VTS, all received, thank you.
Obviously less superstructure on a tanker.
BTS Red Jet 6, Town Quay to Cows, please.
Red Jet 6, BTS, give permission to depart, traffic information, flat home working off the dock head, and the Maran current westbound or inbound clear channel.
That's received, thank you.
There's Arvia going past Portsmouth. The National Geographic Explorer is on the move, and she'll be shortly coming out. I don't know. I think I have to have a little bit close there, jiggling the ferry around. I don't know, will the St. Malo be going to the same place that the National Geographic Explorer was? On the shipmate Pack Andrews was why as High Captain. I've always wanted to know why the Red Jets can speed. They have permission to speed. I'm guessing because it's a fast ferry service. Cuts down the time, but they are the only vessels allowed to go fast in the port. But they do have to ask for permission. And very occasionally, the VTS will say, no, you do not have permission to continue at speed. Mainly there's diving operations going on or something. Something happening in port. Very clear today, though. Very clear indeed. You can see the retracting roof there on the top of Arvia. Those glass canopies open up, allow the fresh air in. Now there's the National Geographic Explorer. There's the St. Malo. I was wondering if the St. Malo is going to go here, then the National Geographic Explorer needs to be out of the way. Keep an eye on that. Shipmate Paul Weaver says, well, I'll talk about the tugs. They use azimuth thrusters. That's correct. So they've got azipods underneath. That's right. But normally on ships, you don't normally control them in quite the same way. You normally have like a throttle and a helm, a steering. But on the tugs, it's all combined into one unit. I wonder if I find a picture of it somewhere. That was quite interesting. I was on an electric tug in the Seaworks last year. And they got the chap to show me all how it works. There's the National Geographic Explorer. There's the St. Malo coming in. Shipmate Pack Andrews asking who decides on what is a clear channel vessel. Clear channel vessel is a large vessel of a certain size. I'm not sure what constitutes that. I think it's something like, say, like 250 feet or something. I did know. $220 meters. There we go. Any ship longer than 220 meters is a clear channel vessel. Well, there's shipmate Jim Smith. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. We're just watching the Arvia head off to France and Spain and Italy. We have an incoming oil tanker heading to Forley. We've got a big LNG tank on top there. And over in Portsmouth, we have the National Geographic Explorer is on her way, and also the St. Malo going into port. There's the Arvia going past the forts. Shipmate Paul Weaver, you can pick up VTS from Poole. Gosh, that's good. Impressive. Both Poole and VTS from Chowdhull. But you can pick up VTS all the way from Poole. Massively impressive. I don't have a 5-meter high mast. I've got my VTS mast is, my antenna, I think it's about 2 meters, I think. About 2 meters in length, but it is on the 6th floor of a building, so it's quite high up. That's why I can pick up the ships as they pass the forts. Shipmate Daniel Elliott says, "Our VTS always so polite." Yeah, they are. Sometimes they can get a bit snippy if if the ship's not doing what they want, but generally they're very polite. And of course, quite often there are the people on the other end on the ships. English is not their first language, so sometimes that can be difficult for them, for the people on the ship. I mean, so VTS had to be patient there. Shipmate Paul, you can hear QMH, KHM, King's Harbour Master these days, and VTS are on 12 and 14. I can hear them too. It's National Geographic Explorer and the St. Malo just about to pass each other in the port there. National Geographic Explorer, built in 1982. She's had a couple of former names, actually. The National Geo Explorer. Now she's the NG Explorer. The motor ship Lingen, the motor ship Midnastol, and the motor ship Midnastol.
Southampton, BTS, Plateau.
Flathome, Southampton, DTS.
Yeah, BTS, Plateau. Yeah, that's our work tidied up for day. We're going to run out towards the Bramble or the Nav area to start some ops out there, but keep you updated when we get there.
Flathome, BTS, that's all received, thank you.
There's the Saint Malo just passing by the National Geographic Explorer. Oh, shipmate James Dawson says, we've got a couple of friends who live close to the Round Tower on Portsmouth, so they get amazing views when stuff comes in out of Portsmouth. Perhaps they'd like to host a camera, shipmate. Have you asked them? Have you asked them if I can have a camera on their building? Shipmate Kerry says, love it when VTS get a bit miffy with the vessels. It makes for a fun listen. Yeah, it does. It does indeed. She's coming 8.4 knots now. Speed limit in Portsmouth is 10 knots. National Geographic Sport last refurbished in 2023, according to the website. It's only 6,471 gross tons. That's quite a small ship by comparison. I think we've had super yachts in port that are bigger than that. How big was Dilbar? Let's have a quick look at Dilbar. Yeah, so we had super yacht Dilbar in, which is the biggest super yacht in the world. She was at the time, and yet she's 16,000 gross tons. So super yacht Dilbar is twice the size of the National Geographic Explorer. Well, the shipmates, Google bought me. Do they have speed cameras? No, there's no speed cameras. That would be that'd be rather unfair. No, there's no speed cameras. I don't think you get. It depends how fast you're going, but generally you just get a bit of a telling off if you're going too fast. There's the White Link ferry from Fishbourne on the Isle of Wight to Portsmouth. Have to wait for the National Geographic Explorer to go to depart. There she is. She's getting closer. She's about to go past the Spinnaker Tower, so she'll be on our screen shortly. Although she's probably so small, you can't see her above. She's not sticking out above the buildings unlike some of the other ships. And there's the other tug meeting up with the tanker there.
Mass Benguela, Southampton, yeah. Mass Benguela, BGS, and reported traffic is to GSL Crystal London.
She mentioned a book there says, yeah, I'd love to sail on a National Geographic cruise. I think it would be quite an experience. Very different indeed to what we normally see. We can just about see National Geographic Explorer poking her head out over some of the buildings there. Currently at 9.6 knots, so that's bang on speed limit for the port. But yes, they are expensive, around £10,000 per person. I'd imagine an unbeatable experience. And here she is on our screens. She has a top speed of 18 knots. That's quite slow. We don't normally see cruise ships with such slow top speed. 33 kilometres an hour in continental units, or 21 miles per hour in the King's units. It's 81 cabins on board, 6 decks. And she is an ice-strengthened expedition class of ship. (112 metres long, 17 metres in beam, so quite a small little thing. And like I say, 6,471 gross tons. Only 6 decks on board, only 3 decks with cabins. There isn't a lot to do on board. I was having a quick look at the amenities. There is a spa on board, and there's a sauna, and there's obviously a restaurant. But there's also things like a science lab, which you don't get on your average cruise ship. And she is on the second stop of a round Britain cruise. So she departed from London Tilbury. She's in Portsmouth at the moment. Then next stop is Ferry. Then she's doing some coastal cruising over to Cork in Ireland. This is an 11-day cruise. Prices for this started at just over £10,000 per person. She calls in at Cork in Ireland, then Blasket Island, which I'm not very familiar with, in Republic of Ireland. Then Dingle in Ireland. Then a stop on the Isle of Iona in Scotland, where the P&O Iona gets the name from. And, of course, one of our shipmates' friends' daughters, apparently. Isle of Staffa in Scotland. Stornoway, the Isle of Lewis and Harris in Scotland. The Shetland Isles. I mean, there's some fascinating islands to visit. You certainly don't get your average cruise ships going to these islands. Then Aberdeen in Scotland. And then finally arriving in Leith, Edinburgh. Don't know where she goes after that. Looks to me like she might be off for a bit of a refit or something. She comes back into Portsmouth on the 18th, but there's a bit of a gap in her schedule there. I'm not sure what she's doing. Ship, yeah, excellent. Paul says, yes, you can tell how small she is by the sailing yacht's masts going past.
PTS, the Marin currents at the Huckle First 05 south side.
Marin current CTS will receive traffic information in flat homes out of our local speciality.
Thank you.
And there's the ferry there, waiting. Yeah, so she does National Geographic Explorer, lots of cruises around the UK. And then lots up to Reykjavik and Iceland. In August, gosh, this cruise is around £32,000 per person, and in August it's a 15-day transatlantic repositioning cruise. Now, normally I quite like a repositioning cruise because there seems to be good value for money, but £32,000 seems a bit steep to me. But it's some fascinating destinations. So it departs Reykjavik in Iceland, then calls in at Flatey Island in Iceland, then Prince Christian Sound in Greenland, then Qasaruk in Greenland, then Qaqortoq in Greenland. That's a word with 3 Q's in it. That's unusual. Then Havelsley in Greenland. Then she goes through the Davis Strait in Canada, Greenland.
Benguela, Southampton, BTS.
I think that area, if I remember correctly, has some of the highest tidal ranges in the world. Then through the Lower Savage Islands in Nunavut, coastal cruising, Battle Harbour in Newfoundland in Labrador, Canada, L'Anse or Meadows in Newfoundland, Labrador, eventually arriving in St. John's in Newfoundland. That's £32,000 per person. Transatlantic, and not really transatlantic, is it? I mean, you're heading from Iceland, or I suppose it's transatlantic. Absolutely fascinating itinerary, though.
Elizabeth has just gotten underway from the nav anchorages, heading to Pilot Station Bravo for 1915 pilot.
Yep, so you got a good idea when the ferry went past what the sizes were like. Right, shipmates, hope you enjoyed that one. It's interesting to see a slightly different ship there. I thought I'd show you an explorer ship because I'm visiting an explorer ship on Friday for another ship visit. And it's not something we get a great deal here in Southampton. Occasionally they drop anchor in Cowes, and I think they go into Portsmouth occasionally, but we don't really see them in Southampton. And I very rarely get an opportunity to go on board, so I jumped at the chance when offered to go and have a look at the ship in London. Well, shipmates, have you enjoyed that one? If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It is free, it doesn't cost a penny, and helps grow the channel and spread the word of our lovely shipping community. If you have subscribed, many thanks for your support. If you are a PayPal donor, a Patreon member of the channel, many thanks for your kind support. And of course, many thanks to the Blue Spanner crew, not running the chat in this live stream, and all the others. Till next time, shipmates.
Vitus, Red Falcon, Hookway.
Red Falcon, BTS, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Reading 3/4.
BTS, ready, go. Good evening, Shirley's Park Roper.
Ready, go BTS. Very good evening. Received, you have permission to depart Roll Pier for chaos. Traffic information, crude carrier, Maran Current. And she's on her approach to SO Berth 5, should be starboard side 2. Red Falcon, 40 deep inbound, 7.
So, thanks.
Apex going to quarter weight now.
Flat home, the Marin current.
Station calling flat home.
Yeah, flat home with a large tanker ahead of you. We'll be swinging support very shortly, starboard side to number 5 berth.
Copy that. Who would you want me to pass?
Yeah, you need to pass down my starboard side. So yeah, I suggest you come to the east.
Yeah, altering closer.
Apex up to halfway, please.
Roger 6, VTS, good evening. That's received traffic information. The Maran Current, VLCC, approaching SO berth 5. She is required to swing to port to go starboard side 2. And we do have the survey tug Flathome in vicinity of Fawley Deep for you. Over.
Vitius, Red Falcon, Northwest Netley in.
Red Falcon, VTS, that's received. You may proceed at speed with caution, over.
Thank you.